Hello, I've come in from work and I had supper and I'm quite full from supper, but Wayne had supper much earlier than me because I told him to, and he's just opened a box of the Turkish Delight that I got from one of my bosses at Christmas, same as the shortbread, and I wasn't going to have any, but now it's opened and I'm looking at it and I'm going to try one, and I just want to show you first. I did show you at the time, but it's Selfridge's rose and lemon, so we're going to try one. I actually presumed that was going to mean some would be rose and some would be lemon, but they all look the same. So, and Wayne's shaking his head like that's the most obvious thing in the world. Oh, they do look good. This is weird. You ate one already, right? Wayne's eaten two, which is fine because I told him to, but now there's a perfectly aligned amount. Very strange. You are allowed to talk. Wayne likes to not talk when I'm talking to him. He likes to just nod his head and thinks he can't be heard. Animals should be seen and not heard. Do you know where that's
girl. From Wicked.
No. Oh.
It is from Wicked.
It is from Wicked. I was thinking Animal Farm. No, what's that one? 2 legs good, 4 legs bad or something? 4 legs good.
Never read it.
We're going to introduce Wayne to Animal Farm. Here we go. I've not had Turkish Delight in a while. Anyway, that was very yummy. I enjoyed that. But I am very full, so I'm not going to have more now. But I will have more later once we are sat in front of the TV watching stuff. You can have more. I just wanted to share that experience with you, and I will see you all later. Bye.
Bye.
Hello. We couldn't be bothered to cook tonight, so we ordered some vegan burgers, and I'm very curious to try it because it's not a place I've been to before, and it was very cheap. I think it was £4.50 each for the burgers, and then there was delivery fees and whatever. We're currently watching the Spider-Man TV show. We've watched a lot of High Potential recently, which we've really enjoyed, and we're sad it's over. And yeah, that's all for now. I'll see you guys later. So we've just finished, and overall thoughts, burgers were really good. The place was called Dirty Vegan, I believe, and yeah, burgers were really good, and Wayne ordered the loaded fries. He said the bacon didn't taste like bacon, but it was still good, okay? Okay.
Some of the bacon tasted like bacon.
Some of the bacon tasted like bacon. Okay, there you go. That's Wayne's review on that. And the chips themselves were very good. So overall, we were happy, and as I say, we didn't spend very much, so that's always a win. Yay. Hello, I've come home from work, and a couple of bits of context and storytelling. A few days ago, my grandma left to go to Australia, and because she was leaving, but also because it's Pesach coming up, she wanted to clear her fridge and freezer. So I was at work that day, and Wayne went over and brought back lots and lots of food from her fridge and freezer so that, you know, we could eat it all and it wouldn't go to waste. Great in theory, meant we had quite a full fridge and freezer for a couple of days, but we've been working our way through it really well, and it's been almost a week, and we've really used quite a lot of it. Yesterday and the day before, I made a couple of fruit salads because she'd given us loads of fruit, and they were really good, those fruit salads. At least I really enjoyed them, so that was nice. Wayne's nodding his head as well. And it's funny because the most amount of fruit we would buy would be like apples, I think, or like that's it. We wouldn't go beyond that. And it was nice to have like a range of fruit. Oh, and oranges, I guess, but
Strawberries.
we didn't have strawberries.
No, we like strawberries.
We like strawberries, no, but I mean, in terms of what we've bought,
yeah.
The only thing I think we've bought is apples. So it was nice to have like a range of fruits and, you know, various things. But yesterday I was looking through the fridge and trying to figure out what we had left that really needed to be used up, mainly like the vegetables and stuff, and also what I was in the mood for, what we could do, and also we're trying to empty out for Pesach because we've got a very small kitchen and we're going to need to get rid of, or hopefully eat up, most of the food that we've got. So based on what I saw in the fridge and what I knew we had and what I was in the mood for, I decided I would quite like wraps, like burritos or whatever, like I did with my cousin a couple of weeks ago. And I mentioned it to Wayne last night, and then it ended up getting later and later, and the shops were closing, and we just decided, as you know, we'll order in instead, and we'll leave this for another day. Now, I wasn't going to ask Wayne to prepare all this while I was at work today. I was going to say maybe on Monday because I'm home early-ish from work on Monday. But Wayne said he'd be happy to have it tonight, so he's been slaving away for the last few hours, preparing everything. I've helped just now with a couple of things since I've got home, but I am very excited, and I'm going to show you all the little bits and bobs we've prepared. I did also ask him to make extra because I want to take stuff to work. I've been working a lot this coming week, so I thought big portions is good for me because then I can eat it over the course of the next few days. So here is what we've got. Some lime and coriander rice, some guacamole. This looks really good. We both thought that the avocado was going to be a bit old and rotten, but actually it's really good. This is a whole bowl of extra rice, but I did ask Wayne to make me loads extra so that I could have it for lunches. And then this is a mix of beans, sauteed peppers and onions, and some, not halloumi, but like another grilled cheese. And then we've also got some yogurt, and Wayne bought some very nice looking wholemeal wraps, which I'm just very excited to put everything together and have it. I've been craving this for, as I say, 2 days, but also before when I had it with my cousins. So I'm very excited, and we're gonna enjoy this, and I don't know when I'll talk to you next. Bye. Oh, I just had a great time bookieing out to Mama Se, which is a Kadri song. And I was completely oblivious to the fact that Wayne was playing music. I had a really good day at work today, but more importantly than that, I'm just feeling it in this outfit. I'm wearing this with white leggings underneath as well, and then my black boots. And there's something about this outfit that just really hits the spot for me. It's just like, oh, it just makes me feel so good in my skin. And I'm so excited to get out all my summer stuff. I've been saying for like 2 weeks now that I'm going to do it, but I just haven't had time yet. I think it'll probably be not this week at all, but end of next week or into like Pesach, because I have time off during Pesach, and I'm gonna remove a lot of the winter outfits and jumpers and whatnot and bring out all the summery stuff. This is one of my year rounds though, because I do just love it, and you can make it warmer with, you know, what you wear underneath. I'm happy. I'm in a really good mood. And I read a really good book over the course of yesterday and today. I had to finish it by the 31st because of the rules I made up in my mind. And I did, and it was really interesting. I'll talk about it in my favourites, I'm sure. But it's an interesting one. Right, I'm gonna, I think, get into pyjamas, to be honest. Yay! Hello. It's about an hour before Shabbat on a Friday, and it's been a long week. I did all my usual things, but then on top of that, I worked the whole week at one of my jobs, which I only do usually 2 days a week, and I didn't think it would be so bad, and it's just, I'm so tired. It has been lovely weather, so, you know, that's been nice. I guess I've really enjoyed wearing more summery clothing, although I still have so much in my suitcase, so I think at some point in the next week, probably Wednesday or Thursday, I'll be unpacking that, as well as all my Pesach stuff, because, oh, that's the other thing this week. I've really been trying to, like, work out how to eat the most of the food we have left, but the problem is a lot of the food we have left is, like, individual parts of a meal rather than enough for a whole meal, so we still have to buy stuff, but I'm like, I don't want to buy anything because I want to use up things, and it's just been a lot of juggling. But I think we're doing quite well, and I'm hoping that by Wednesday, almost everything will be gone. And whatever else, I mean, we can lock cupboards and sell the food. That's what all Jews do, or at least most Jews do. But it is just like a lot of, and because I've not been home at all this week. This is my first early finish, and that's at 5. But I've been trying to work out. But because I'm not here, I can't see what we've got left and how to use it and how to, you know, most efficiently finish up what we've got, not starve and not buy too much. Like, it's just, I mean, starving is obviously an exaggeration, but it's just been a lot, and I'm hoping next week should be a bit quieter, because I kept thinking like, oh, April's a crazy month, but actually it was just the first week. Like, the rest of these weeks should be fairly chill, and I've got about 10 days off for Pesach. I may have told you this already, so realistically, like, it's not as bad as I think it is. It's just because April started off so hectic, and obviously like the last 2 months have been hectic. 3, 4, like since December really. Not that I'm complaining, I'm very grateful to have work and to be earning and, you know, enjoy my jobs and everything, so I don't want to complain about that. That sounds like someone's calling. But the one thing I've discovered in the last week or so, and I think I did do this like weeks or months ago, but then forgot about it, is ebooks on my computer at work. I have a lot of time on my computer where I'm waiting for the phone to ring or for an email to come through or for someone to come in, and so I can just have an ebook on my computer that I'm reading. I have flown through books so far. I think I finished 3 books in about 24 hours. Just smashing it, and I love it. It feels so good. It feels so good to, and because what I'm doing at the moment for Dear Hopefuls, we're reading Malibu Rising, which I'm just eating up. It's so good. But I've only got that one on audiobook. For some reason, the ebook, I think, was loaned out or whatever, I don't know, but I don't have access to it. So I've been listening to that anytime I get any opportunity, I guess. But in the meantime, I've been reading non-fiction books as ebooks because I don't want to get, like, I very rarely read 2 books at the same time. It's not something I like to do. I get very confused with what's happening and what story. And someone mentioned, it might have actually been Sam from the Dear Hopefuls channel, although I could be wrong, but someone mentioned about maybe Hannah Witten doing a non-fiction and a fiction at the same time because they're easier to keep separate. And so I've been reading my non-fictions and like e-reading and then listening to, so far, the fiction. And I've read some really good books the last few weeks. I mean, I'll talk about all this in my favourites, I'm sure, and in the end of year book wrap-up that I'm going to do, and story graph wrap-up. Like, there's going to be plenty of places where I'm going to be talking about this. But I felt like I was really in a reading slump at the start of February, I would say, or even end of January. No, which month am I talking? I don't know which month. Maybe at the end of February / beginning of March. And then The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes came out and I ate that up. And then I read another book which was okay, it wasn't as good, but like it was still easy to read. And then I read a short book and I started listening to Malibu Rising, which I've loved. And I read another really good non-fiction, Tom Felson's. And then I read another really good non-fiction, which was Beyond the Wand is Tom Felson's, but Desert Flower by Waris Deary. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And I'm just like loving reading, and it's been so long, I think, since I felt this way, in this way, like so consistently over so many books. So we're on a high, which is just, it feels great. So yeah, we're doing well. I'm curious as to what Pesach's going to be like. I'm very nervous about eating. I will try and document what I can, but it's going to be really hard because a lot of it is either Chag or Shabbat when I can't film. There's going to be like 3 days, I think, in the middle, and I think I'm working one of those. But basically, I don't know how much I've spoken about Pesach because it is always so hectic. There's a lot. It's probably the strictest in terms of rules because you have to change your whole kitchen over. Pesach is Passover, by the way. And you can't have anything that's like bready or floury or doughy. So you eat these things called matzahs, which are like crackers, but they're not as good as crackers. And you're just very limited in what you can eat, in my opinion. Because also, we're going into a little bit of a history lesson here. There are 2 types of, well, there's many types of Jews, but there's 2 strands. One's called Ashkenazi and one's called Sephardi. And I won't go into the details of it now, but they have different rules about what they can and can't do. And the Sephardi ones are a bit more relaxed about what they can eat at Pesach. So they can have like beans and stuff, which Ashkenazis, which I can't. So there's very little, especially vegetarian food. And I generally at Pesach live off eggs, potatoes, and when I'm in Australia, these gorgeous, I think I have spoken about this as well, matzah, like millionaire shortbread, really good. My mum makes them though, I don't think I can. And then a number of years ago, it must have been, maybe it was COVID, I can't remember what year it was, maybe it was even earlier, maybe it was before I left Australia, my sister got this recipe that was like cupcake, chocolate, lava, something or others, and they are kosher Pesach. And I remember the year I was in Ireland, and I was doing everything myself. Oh my gosh, this battery is running low. No. I copied the recipe that she sent me and I just made the batch that was on the recipe, not knowing it was for like a class of school kids. So I ended up with like over 100 cupcakes, I think. And luckily I was living with 4 others, so the 5 of us finished them over the course of the week. But I did kind of live off those as my snack, my breakfast, my any time of day, like when I was feeling peckish. So I'm hoping I've still got the muffin tin in my box of Pesach stuff that I need to look through, and I'm very much intending day 1, can't be day 1, it'll have to be like day 1 that I can cook, making a big massive batch and enjoying it throughout the week. We'll see. Anyway, not for tonight. I need to get ready for Shabbat. I mean, luckily I'm already dressed and, you know, more or less ready. Wayne very kindly went out and bought some challah, which was very kind of him because it was definitely out of the way, but I'm very happy about that. And because also it's the last week of us having challah, and we've got loads of soups in the fridge that I want to use up, so I will be eating all the challah with soup. And we quickly need to make a stir fry, but that shouldn't take too long. And yeah, I'm just feeling good. I'm a little bit worried though about my clips because I feel like we are running low on the time between. Like the last one I made, I think the last clip in that vlog finished maybe a week before it went up. So we're going to run out of time soon, which I'm going to have to work around, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, I will see you all, I imagine, on Wednesday. If I see you before then. Oh, also, sorry, I just remembered something. someone was selling a really cheap ticket for Here We Are, the last Sondheim musical, and really good seats. I wasn't expecting that, so I jumped on it, and that's going to be in a few weeks, and I'm so excited. I'm so curious. So yeah, I'll either see you... Oh, I said either in a weird accent there. I will either see you on Wednesday or before. We shall see. All right. Bye. Today's been a pretty good day, and I have a good feeling about this evening. Work was super chill, and I finished early, so that was nice. And then I've just spent the last half hour not really doing very much, but then in about 15 minutes I've got a call. I don't think I've really spoken about this, I've hinted at it, but basically I've applied for another job because I'm just finding I'm not doing... Like, I actually could get away with what I'm doing at the moment financially, but I feel like I've got the time to do more at the moment, and why not? Like, I like earning money, I like having money, and I like expanding my horizons. I feel like I collect jobs. I see something that comes up and I'm like, yeah, I'll try that. So this is an interview for that. Well, it's not really an interview because I've already got the job, but it's a meeting. It starts in like 2 weeks. And I'm not really sure what to expect or how long it's gonna be. We'll see. But then after that, I'm gonna make some rice, and we've got some mince and some like beans and stuff and tomato sauce to use up. So I'm gonna do the cooking for once. I feel like it's been, I can't even tell you how long since I've cooked. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And also I'm feeling really good about the fact that like we've really emptied most of our food. So that feels good. Wayne bought these the other day. I can't even remember what day. They're custard donuts, and I just had one. We've been sort of not eating them, even though we probably should have. But it was still very nice and very tasty. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I really liked it, and I'm really holding off taking another one. But I think if Wayne doesn't come home, I don't know what time he's coming home. If I know he's not going to be home by a certain time, I might have an apple with some Biscoff, because I've got to use up the Biscoff. There's only a little bit left. But yeah, I'm feeling really good, and I'm feeling good about what this week entails for me. I'm working tomorrow, and then meeting a friend after, which I keep forgetting about. And then I've kind of got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. I do have an appointment on Wednesday, but that shouldn't take too long, I hope. And my plan is very much, I think I've spoken about this 100 times, to do the full changeover and also change over my clothes, so I can finally have my more summery gear and put away all the big jumpers and coats and things that I'm not gonna wear. So I just feel good about the productivity that's associated with that, and I'm looking forward to it. I also think when there's lots of light, that really inspires me, makes me feel good. So I'm sure I'll be vlogging lots over those few days. And yeah, we're feeling good, which is nice. And I went for a run yesterday, and my legs are sore now. It was my first run since I did the winter run. But it does feel good. I can feel that my body appreciated that I finally moved again, because it's really been a while. So I'm hoping to maybe go to a dance class on Friday as well. We'll see. But that's where we're at for now. I'm gonna get my computer set up so that I can have this meeting, and then I will start cooking, and maybe I will try and vlog cooking as well. Again, I think dependent on Wayne. All right, bye. Always wash your rice. I've just had a really wonderful, very short karaoke session of Kadri songs. Oh, and it just fills my heart with joy. But I literally started the second I came up the stairs, so I was very much still out of breath. And I never quite caught it back because I was just so busy singing and dancing and having a great time. I mean, I've only been home like 15 minutes, but I'm feeling good. I met up with a friend today, which was very nice. And I had a very nice iced vanilla latte. I'm very iffy with my coffee. I think I've mentioned this before. And iced lattes can be very hit or miss for me. Sometimes I will love them, and sometimes I will really dislike them and feel like it's a waste of my money. But today, it hit the spot. I was very happy. The only thing was, two things. Number one, I forgot my metal straw, which meant I had to use a paper straw, and even just saying that, like, ugh, ugh. And then second of all, they clearly had put the vanilla syrup in the bottom. I could see it. They hadn't mixed it, but I only realized that after my first, like, I don't know, third of the drink. I was like, this doesn't taste like it's got any vanilla in it. And that's because it wasn't mixed in. But once I mixed it in, it was very nice. I was very happy. And you know what? After having worked all week last week, finishing today and knowing that this was my last day in the office for the week, it felt really weird, and I felt like it was too short. I wanted to do more, I wanted to stay longer. But that's okay, I will definitely be picking up work towards the end of this month and onwards. Don't get me wrong, I'm very happy to have a few days off now, and I do have things on every day. And on top of having minimal things on, I obviously, as I've mentioned quite a number of times, have a lot of housework to do. I don't know if I mentioned yesterday or in a past video somewhere recently that I've been doing a lot of life admin because there's just been a lot I needed to sort. And it's all been digital, all digital stuff. And every step of the way there's been hurdles. And last week, Friday, I realized my biggest hurdle, and I was not happy about it and very concerned because it was the kind of thing that I was like, I need to be able to have this access to this thing. And I spent so much of Friday, I was at work, but anytime it was free, I needed to be on the computer anyway, but anytime I had a moment spare, I was busy trying to look up this thing that I needed access to and trying to find why I wasn't getting access to it and what to do and blah, blah, blah. And eventually, and even just finding who to email about it took some time, but I finally found an email address and emailed them like Friday afternoon, so I knew they wouldn't respond. But they didn't respond yesterday, and that was annoying, although I found out later that they did, but at like 4:30. No, even later, I think it was like 5 to 5, so I didn't check it at the time. But when I just saw that I had an email today, I was like, that is a good start. It didn't quite give me the answer I wanted, but I then responded to that email and they responded back before the end of today, which was fantastic. And I have finally got it sorted. Oh no, I opened something. And I'm just so glad that it's sorted. I'm so glad I've got it. Because this isn't the first time I've had this issue. I had this issue a while ago and I just sort of was like, not my problem now, I'll deal with it another time. And I'm very glad that I have now dealt with it. And I feel like that's most of my life admin stuff done. I think that's that. The house is more or less done, although obviously the next few days will be a lot of changeover, both in terms of clothes and in terms of kitchenware. And then on Friday, I'm really excited about this. I think I may have mentioned that I'm starting a new job later this month. And the job is paying for me to get headshots done, and I'm so excited. I mean, it'll just be one, it won't be like a proper, acting headshot session, but I've already thought about how I'm gonna do my hair and what I'm gonna wear, and I'm just very excited. Free headshots, I mean, yes please, or just one probably, but still, I'm very happy. It will be tight with Shabbat. The appointment is at 6:30, Shabbat comes in like just after 7:30. It's meant to take me about 15 minutes to get there. They said the appointment will be about 15 minutes and then obviously 15 minutes back. So theoretically I should be able to make it. If not, I can always walk back, although that wouldn't be my preference because it's like a 40-minute walk. But the session will definitely be done before Shabbat, so that's fine. But I keep forgetting that like this weekend is Pesach. Even just having said it out loud, I'm like, oh my goodness. So either tomorrow or Thursday or Friday morning potentially, but probably earlier, I will have to go to a kosher shop and find Pesach food. But I think I'll elaborate on all that when I do the shop. This is so unrelated, but I cut a really good looking apple this morning for work, and then lunch ended up being a lot more filling than I thought it would be, so I haven't eaten it. And I've been so tempted to eat it since I got home, but I know that Wayne will be home soon and we'll have supper. Maybe I'll just have it though. Oh, also, sorry, I feel like there's a lot to tell you, but there's not. I keep repeating myself, but this is different. A few weeks or months ago, I saw on a social media platform a post about when you add salt to boiling water for pasta, you should always do way more than you think, and you don't even know how much more you need. And that it does make such a difference. Now, I've never thought that salt in my water has made any sort of difference, but I always do it, but I always do a little bit. Yesterday, when I was making that rice, I added so much salt and I definitely thought it would be too much. But let me tell you, the rice on its own, I just picked at it, it tasted so good. Like, I didn't realize what this post was on about, and admittedly it was about pasta, but it's genuinely game-changing. Like, that rice is so nice. Anyway, maybe I'll just have an apple. Right. I'll decide. But I'm gonna go, and I have absolutely no doubt that I will see you tomorrow for all my big changeovers and things. Bye!